Mr. Speaker, I am excited to provide an update on our 30 new electric buses. The first 10 arrived earlier this week and were showcased to the media on Wednesday. They will be followed by 2 further shipments on the 28th of March and the 4th of April. The interim charging stations to support the new buses have also arrived and are currently being installed at Dockyard, Fort Langton, and St. George bus depots. The initial charging stations will support the new electric buses pending completion of the integrated 60-bus charging station and solar PV project at Fort Langton Depot later this year. At a cost of $132,000 per bus landed in Bermuda, the Zion bus is approximately 60% less expensive than the current $334,000 man bus, a savings of $202,000 per bus. The electric bus has lower fuel and maintenance costs, resulting in a savings of $353,000 per bus over its 12-year lifetime. Taking into account capital, operating, and maintenance cost, the 12-year life cycle cost of the new electric bus is approximately 50% that of the current diesel bus. This represents an $11 million savings relative to business as usual. Mr. Speaker, the transition to electric buses supports the government's greening strategy by producing zero roadside emissions, resulting in improved air quality and public health. Converting the public bus fleet to electric has the carbon equivalent of removing 1,500 cars from Bermuda's roads based on today's Belco generation mix, and 2,400 or 2,400 equivalent cars based on the 2035 generation mix as the utility transitions to renewable power generation. The Zion bus is 8.05 meters long and 2.35 meters wide, as compared to the current man bus at 9.7 meters long and 2.38 meters wide. The smaller bus supports road safety and reduces costly accident damage. The Zion electric bus carries a total of 40 passengers, which is 10 passengers fewer than the existing bus. The buses are air-conditioned and fitted with cameras, USB charging for passengers, and there is designated priority seating for the senior citizens and persons requiring assistance. The buses have been designed to complete a full day's work with overnight depot charging. The 180 kilowatt battery has a range of 180 kilometers at full capacity, with AC at full capacity with AC, and to 250 kilometers without AC. Mr. Speaker, the buses will now be prepared for licensing and outfitted with DPT equipment in preparation for entering into service. Representatives from the manufacturer Golden Dragon will be on island for 3 months, from March through May, to support with the commissioning of the buses and staff training. Special tooling and spare parts for the electric fleet have been ordered and will arrive shortly. The new buses will enter into service between March and April of this year. Mr. Speaker, the introduction of electric public buses is a transformational change in Bermuda's public transportation. This is as big of a transformation as when public buses were first introduced in Bermuda. Mr. Speaker, I take this opportunity to advise that even after onboarding the 30 buses, we will be short of the minimum level of resources required to provide consistent and reliable service, as our traditional fleet size is 100. Unfortunately, we have not reached the point where we can eliminate cancellations altogether. But however, we do not anticipate mass cancellations as we have seen over the last 12 to 24 months. The lower cost of new buses supports faster replenishment of the public bus fleet, which will deliver reliability and eliminate service cancellations. Mr. Speaker, Bermuda is now one of the leaders in the Caribbean region to transition to electric public buses. It leads the area with a higher percentage of electric buses in our fleet. And Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I would like to acknowledge former Transport Ministers Robin, De Silva, and Tyrrell, whom initiated and progressed this project over the course of the last 3 years. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.